Welcome back everyone. Today it will be a really interesting lecture because we're going to work on copying memory. So I'm going to show you how you can do that with actual processor instructions. So we're going to create a new file called copy.asm. And we're going to say bit64. It will be using the C library, just to let you know. So we're going to say extern printf global main. We're gonna say section dot bss, and we're just gonna reserve some memory for that buffer. And we're gonna have a section dot data, and in there we're just gonna have something called original string. We're gonna say hello world. This will be copied. So we're actually going to copy this string, guys, okay? And let's just rename buffer to new string, actually. So we're going to be copying this string into new string, okay? So we're going to have our text section now. We're going to have our main function. And what we're going to say is we're going to say load effective address, RSI, original string. We're just going to say relative. And then, guys, what we're going to do, we're going to say load effective address, RDI, new string. Now, if we was to call the LODSB instruction, this would set AL equal to the value at RSI, and then it will then increment RSI. So RSI is currently holding the absolute address because of the load effective address instruction, LEA. It's holding the absolute address of the original string. So when we call the LODSB instruction, the AL register gets set to H, and then the RSI register will be incremented by 1, so it will point to E the next time the LODSB is rung. Now likewise, you can actually call STOSB. And what this will do, this will set the value in the RDI register, the address that the RDI register is holding, to the AL register. And they'll increment the RDI register. So running these two instructions together will take the H and store it at the first byte of the new string, because that is the address that's held in the RDI register. Now if you were to call them again, then the AL in this case would be E. And if you then did STOSB again, then RDI plus 1 will equal E, okay? Although I guess it wouldn't be plus 1 anymore because we incremented it here. So it'd just be RDI equals E. So you can call these functions until you finish copying a string, essentially, guys, which is really cool. So let's try it. Let's create a loop label, a loop string label. And we'll put a dot there because it's relative. We're going to compare, after the LODSB, the AL register with the null terminator. If it's found, then we'll say loop string done. Otherwise, after we store it in RDI, we're going to jump back to loop string. Okay? And then down here, you can have loop string done. And essentially, we'll just print the new string, and it should equal the same as this. So let's try and do that now. After we're done looping through the string, we're going to try to print it. So we're going to try to call printf now. So we're going to say move RDI, because that's the first argument for the printf, new string. We'll just use this as the format. It should work okay. So then that's the format, new string. And we're not going to provide any second arguments. And we're just going to XOR RAX because of the no floating arguments. And then we're going to call printf. And then, guys, we're just going to return from the main function. So, yeah, that should print hello world, this will be copied if this worked correctly. Because we go through, we copy original string into the new string. Okay. And then we print out the new string. Now, one other thing, just put rel here so it uses relative addressing. Okay. We want to be able to find the relative address of the new string and then get its absolute address. Okay, its effective address. So one more thing, guys, before we go and compile this, let's just load the effective address into RDI instead of move the value, because again, we're working with relative addressing and things, right? And we don't want to put the actual value of that into the RDI register anyway, because that's not the address, right? So line 23, change it from move to load effective address, okay? So yeah, we load the effective address, the absolute address of the new string into the RDI register, okay? And then we call printf. Okay, don't do the move because it's going to move the value from the new string. So that was a small mistake, okay? Make sure it loads the effective address. Okay, guys, so we're now ready to compile this and see if this works. So let's head up to the terminal. I'm going to say nasm-f elf64 copy.asm-o copy.o. That assembles the file. Now we need to link it with GCC so it includes the standard library and calls the main function. So we're going to link with copy.o-o copy. And now if we run copy, we can see, hello world, this will be copied. So there we go. You can see how that works. So we essentially copy the original string into the new string. We do this using LODSB and STOSB. Okay. When we find a null terminator, we're done, and we jump to string done, which then outputs the actual new string to the terminal with printf. And you can see new string is empty. So that's how we know that copy succeeded, okay? Because we print new string and we still see the original string, which means the copy was successful. So that is how you copy strings, guys, in assembly, okay? So how cool is that?